Hi everyone, so today I've come to share a little tutorial process video on how I make my tag book using envelopes. Now this has probably been done before, but I had been asked, so I said I would do it, so I'm doing it now. Okay, so I've already coffee dyed these and cut them down, obviously to save some time. You need 5 envelopes for what I'm doing. So these are just that type of envelope. I seal them shut, I coffee dye them, and then I had to trim them down. So the largest one, obviously you can use any size envelope you like, but I'm using these, we call them DL size envelopes here in the UK. And they measure 4 3/8, and I've chopped it down to 7 5/8 for my longest piece. Again, the width is just still the same, or it should be. And then, let's do the next size down because I want mine staggered. So that's 6 1/2, and then the smaller one is a 5 1/2. Like that, and then I've obviously got the 2 for the back. Now where I've chopped the tops off, I am just going to put a little arrow. Not very good arrow, is it? Just so that when I'm decorating or putting them together, I don't do them upside down. And have the opening at the bottom, because I don't want that. Okay, I should do that on both sides as well. That's just what I do, so that I don't confuse myself. I'm just doing that in pencil. I am going to be covering it up, so you're not going to see the pencil. You can rub it out just before. I do need to put a little bit of glue where obviously I've coffee dyed it and the glue has come a little bit unstuck. So we just want a little bit of glue on there, like so. And this is a very wet glue, this. It's tacky glue, but it's not. I went searching yesterday evening, in the range for this actual glue. It's not that actual glue, it's in there, but they just don't seem to have it. And I bought the smaller bottles maybe a month or so ago. I bought about 4 of them, which is this size. They're really tiny in comparison, look. And I paid £1.15 for one of them. When I looked to rebuy them yesterday, they want £3 something for them. Now I know inflation is high, but you know what? They're taking the mickey. They really are. Oh, that glue just come flying out and stuck to my arm, so I've now got a gluey arm. So I just want to seal that. You don't have to coffee dye them, but I am using, I'm going to be doing this in parts as well, because this is the Blossom Rose journal kit that I'm going to be using, which is the new kit collaboration with myself and ARTYmaze, which got released yesterday. I will link them below. Okay, right, now I've got little strips of fabric. This is cotton fabric. It's really thin. It's I think it's off a pillowcase. I was going to dye them and then thought, you know what, I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to bother, so I'm not going to use that for that. I'm going to use the Beacon 3-in-1. Use your Fabri-Tac or whatever. Right, so now I'm just going to decide, do I want them like staggered this way? I keep hearing a little bleep from somewhere and I don't know where it's coming from. I think it's actually from, oh, someone's messaged me on Facebook. Okay, and I don't know whether to do it that way, as you can see, or bring it right down and do it a little bit different and have it staggered that way, because they're all going to flip out. Since I done it that way the last time, I'm going to do it that way. Right, so set that to one side. So making sure you've got them in the right order, I'm going to use this and I'm using the fabric obviously as a hinge. Okay, you can use, you could use canvas, you could use ribbon or seam binding, sari silk, and that other stuff, Tyvek. Can't remember what it was called. So I'm just going to put a little bit up and down there, and kind of match that there. them in frame. Yes, I'm going to show you the process, not the complete process of me making this. I need a little bit more up there. Okay, so using your fabric or whatever you're using as a hinge, I'm actually going to put that on there first, like so. I'll just pull that away. Then I'm going to turn it over because it's easier for me to do it that way. And just leaving a tiny little gap, just a teensy little gap, that will just allow it to flip around. Okay, if I'd have cut them strips longer, I could have just brought that right up, but guess what, I didn't. So I need a pair of scissors. So like I said, this will be part one. Let's make sure that's down and even. Just going to trim that along there. These are not my best scissors, but I just want rid of that little bit. Next time I'll try and level that out a little bit and try not to cut the envelope on, otherwise that won't be good. There we go, I think that's it. Is that it? Yes. Mission completed. I'm just going to take a little bit off of there. Okay. Then I'm going to come, whoops, with that's all bubbling out because I didn't have the lid on. Nearly well and done of this as well. Gosh knows how much this is going to cost. Everything's just jumped up so much. So it's good to use your scraps. Just going to tear a little bit of that so I've got a bit of a raggedy edge. And try and line that up to there this time, okay? And trim a little bit of that off. Keep them, they'll come in handy for something else, snippets or something. Right. So that would be that away, just like I wanted. Then this side, which with the smaller one, I want that to flip that away. So I will put my glue along here. I did mean to ink this up, but I'll do that afterwards. So part one will be constructing this, the actual envelopes. The second video will be matting them. So I just need to move that around so that I can make sure I've got that straight this time. That might be long enough to actually bring up the other side, maybe. Maybe, yes, that'll save some material. Okay. I think I've done that the wrong way, but I did do it the wrong way. So I'm just going to take that off quickly. It's because I'm too busy yakking. Right, it should have done it down that side first, I think. See? Everybody makes mistakes. No, this doesn't want to come out. Right. So pay attention, Yvonne. Okay, so that will go on there. And, whoops, that didn't work very well, did it? Okay, pretend you didn't see that. And then here. And I'm going to flip that over just so I can see that I've got a little tiny gap again, okay? A little teensy weensy gap. There we go, okay? Because you need that to be able, you know, because if it's butted together, you would have difficulty flipping it backwards and forwards. So I think that the top of that nozzle needs a little bit of cleaning. Right. And then I'm just going to trim off there, like so. Don't need that little tiny bit, that's too small. So that's me got my flip there. I know it doesn't look attractive at the moment at all, does it? Right, so then we're gonna flip over. Right, so that's how we've got it just now. And then we'll flip that over. And we are going to attach that there, okay? But I'm gonna fold that out like so. So I was going to do this today when I finished work, but there was tree surgeons at the back of the house chopping down trees for about 4 hours, and the noise was horrific. And I did think, oh well, maybe I should try doing a voiceover, and then I thought, oh, what if I don't know how to do it? And then I've just wasted a video and, you know, the process of this. So I just thought, you know what, I'll leave it till later. And I thought they were going to chop down the actual big tree, but they didn't. And I'm still going to have, right, that's the one that doesn't, it isn't going to, that one needs to get chopped off. And then we're going to do it again this side. Yeah, so the noise, and obviously the tree is full of pollen at the moment. The tree pollen is very high here at the moment, and I would imagine it is anywhere else or everywhere else. So I was hoping that that tree was going to come down, because it really does affect me from when it starts to blossom, normally at the end of February, the beginning of March. That's when my allergies start, but the tree's still there. They've just taken, I think I've showed the tree on Facebook before. It is a beautiful tree, but it kills me. Okay, right. So that's where we're at so far, right? So that's that, and that's going that away. And now I want this one that away. Okay, so I'm just going to open that out again. And actually I'm going to put that that way. And one more strip. I did cut enough strips. I've got loads of little bits there now. Right, so I'm just going to line that there so I know where to put the glue. You can use cardstock as well. Like if you remember making mini albums years ago, we used to use hinges in them. Okay. I may have to just do this and then turn it over. I think I'm gonna. Right, we're gonna just turn that over so that I can line that up better than what it was. Tyvek would be good, but I don't have any, and I'm not buying any. If I can find another way of doing it, I'm gonna, because everything, like I said, everything is just so expensive at the moment. There we go, I'll get the lid on that because it stinks. Stinky winkies. I don't mind little bits of that kind of sticking out. Got a sticky mat now. Still got blue paint on there from the journal that I made the other day. The big thingy journal. Kind of artsy journal. That was fun to make. If you haven't watched that, it's a few videos back. So that's how I construct it, like so. And I'm just going to going to quickly show you some of the papers that I'm going to be using to cover and make. I'm going to make pockets on the pages as well, so it's going to be a bit chunky. So we've got that as a background page from the Blossom Rose, and we have that. There is that from the background pages, maybe not so much that. I'd use that as a whole page. We've got that. I love them collages. Maybe I love this side. And maybe not so much use the ones with the ladies on it, because they'd be ideal for a journal, which I'm going to make a journal after I've made this flip that tag book. So I don't know. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to end this video, because this is just part one. I'm going to pick my papers, just showing you a quickie of this again. Pick my papers, cut them to size, and then I'll glue them on. Then I'll do some pockets. Right, so enough of that. I could sit here all day just looking through this. Okay, so that's your basic envelope tag book. Now, like I said, other people have done this and they've done them completely different. You know, the good thing is you see something, and we've all got, you know, our own imagination, and we can turn something else into similar. So that is what I've done with this. So stay tuned for part two.